Well, hello and welcome, everybody. We want to give you a great opportunity to participate on a partnership that we have continued to pour into between ICF Texas chapters in Dallas, Austin, Houston, San Antonio, as well as our partnership with ACMP Texas. That stands for the Association Change Management Professionals. The goal of our partnership is really to increase the intersection, the awareness of how change management and coaching is impacted in organizations, but more importantly, how people can also come along and make changes to, or rather adopt the change. And today we are going to be featuring Michelle Yanahan, and Michelle is going to tell us a little bit about her and about the organization that she currently is with, but more importantly, a change management boot camp that we're going to be offering to all of our coaches and our change management professionals. But before we get started, I thought it would be great if we would start with a statistic. And according to McKinsey, they cite that 70% of change programs fail to achieve their goals, largely due to employee resistance and lack of management support. And they also know that people are truly invested in change, which creates a 30% increase for change to stick. So with that said, Michelle, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about the Change Management Bootcamp.
Yeah, thanks, Aurora. And hello, everybody. Thrilled to be here with you today, talking about my favorite subject, which is change management. So I am Michelle Yanahan. My organization is Change Fit 360. We are a training organization that teaches individuals, teams, organizations, and clients how to do better at change and fight against that failure rate that we're so familiar with. And really excited to partner with my ACMP friends and ICF friends to bring an exclusive change management bootcamp event to members in November. And first and foremost, a little bit about that bootcamp and how it's going to connect to what Aurora said, that soundbite, which we hear all the time about change failure. Why does change fail? Resistance and leadership. In this boot camp, you will learn about how to use behavior to drive change, and they're really connected. And I don't think as change professionals enough, we talk about behavior and what's underneath it. How do we trigger action and reinforce what we need people to do for change? We're also going to focus on some of that failure, what's underneath it, which is people resisting change, people not being ready for change, and people also feeling so fatigued and saturated. With all the change, Aurora, and the pandemic piling on, we're certainly all there. And finally, kind of another big thing we're going to look at in the Change Management Bootcamp is how and when do you effectively manage and measure change, right? So we actually have some data, I think data's power, that tells us how are we tracking and how can we do better. So we'll focus on all that great stuff in addition to bringing people 20 plus change tools, a lot of credits, a lot of great exercises and case studies, and a digital verifiable badge. So there's a lot chocked into our time for this exclusive event.
Michelle, what an incredible overview that you're providing us about the Change Management Bootcamp. Tell us a little bit more about who should be attending or who typically attends these boot camps.
Yeah, thanks, Aurora. So I would say anybody and everybody who has a vested interest or a hand in or is experiencing change. And when we think about ACMP, certainly that's change professionals that are in various roles and various seniorities and maturity levels. But also when we're talking ICF, if you think about coaching and change management, I really think that they are complementary partners. I think as a change professional, I do a lot of coaching. And I'm sure coaches coming into organizations, working with people and teams, also are helping people and organizations kind of fight through ongoing change, both personal and professional. So really, I think it's a great event, a great boot camp that really satisfies all of our audiences, but even more broadly, anybody who is a recipient of or is helping to manage and execute change would find tremendous value in this boot camp.
Michelle, that sounds like almost everybody that is in a workplace environment today
Yeah.
because change is so prevalent. Tell us a little bit more about how learning can be applied.
Absolutely. So, one thing I really like to do with all of my trainings, and the boot camp is really my signature event, is I like to train, first of all, or facilitate to the way that adults learn. And if you know anything about that, adults only learn about 10% of what we take away from sitting in a classroom setting. So it's really important to me that when I have students I'm working with, that I'm putting them in experiences where we're actually leveraging the tools and talking through real life scenarios and sharing stories. I kind of say Vegas rules. Each class, the boundaries are down and we're talking about what's happening. And that's really the way I feel that adults, we walk away with things we can put into practice immediately. Something else I really have tried to do in the boot camp is leverage this idea of I want people to co-create before, during, and after the class. And what I mean by that is you will be part of the community using a microsite, responding to questions, looking at videos, connecting with your classmates, members from ACMP and ICF in this course before you step in with me, in the midst of the course, and also after the course. And I think, again, under the idea of how we best learn, learning being a process and training an event, that microsite, as well as building the community, really helps to foster that. I also have some opportunities for folks post the class to come back and talk about what have we used, what are we learning, what's not working. And I do make myself also a resource available to all my students post the class to help them put things into practice. That's really my success measure.
Incredible, Michelle, that you're covering all the different dimensions of learning, the visual, the audio, but more importantly, the relationships that we're establishing, which is one of the outcomes we are creating in this partnership between ACMP and ICF. And the fact that you have a microsite that is interactive and visual, digital for individuals is such an incredible bonus, not to mention you have post event or boot camp interaction. Great to hear that you have such a robust boot camp for on change. So
thank you. I mean, I really am trying to have people be able to take the materials and the learning, the skills and capabilities back into their workplace, whether their workplace is just themselves or very small, very large. The tools and the learning, I think, can be applied into any environment. And again, my success is really that people can walk away and put things into practice day one post the learning.
Michelle, one of the things that coaches look for as they're continuing their learning are CCEU credits. And I'm sure change managers also look for those credits.
Yes.
One of the things that I want to announce to our coaches is that we have 14 core competencies that are going to be given for this bootcamp and 8 resource development credits. Now that's a lot of credits that are given. Michelle, can you share with us how many days and then
Absolutely.
What does that look like? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And those credits, just one more comment on that, can also be applied to folks that are looking to get their CCMP from the ACMP side of the house. They can also be applied towards SHRM or PMI certification. So it's pretty much a vast, those credits, we can apply them in a lot of different ways for a lot of different uses and certifications. How we're going to get there, those 22 hours, we're going to do 4 days, Aurora, of 6 hours. And that sounds like such a long time. But don't worry, everybody, we're going to take breaks. There'll be great conversation, music, all those things we need to kind of break the day and build the community. So we'll go from 12 to 6 p.m. Central Time, November 1st through November 4th for this exclusive event. And that's how we'll get those credits, those 22 credits that we can apply for all those various things.
Incredible. is what I know our partners are going to find with this experience. And we hope to do more of these boot camps with this new partnership that we have with you, Michelle, as well as ACMP Texas. So how do folks sign up?
How do folks sign up? We've made it easy. Go to ACMP Texas. Go to one of those wonderful ICF Lone Star chapters. We've already got all this exclusive event information out there for you with a click of a button. And if you want to know a little bit more, reach out to me. Michelle Yanahan at ChangeFit 360, pretty easy to find out there on my website or LinkedIn. I'm happy to talk with anybody, give them some more detail, give them a syllabus, whatever they need to feel more comfortable about the content and what we're going through. But very easy to find more information and sign up. But there's a limited number of registrants. I like to keep my classes small so that we have high engagement and interaction. So what that means is I wouldn't wait. The word is going to be out.
And Michelle, one last question. Tell us a little bit more about the cost and the discount that people will have.
Well, that's the great part, Aurora. In addition to change tools and a digital verifiable badge and those 22 credits that we can apply and all these great new learnings and pre, during, and post support, the cost for members is $250 off the regular participant price. $250 off. That's a pretty good discount, folks. So as I said, I don't think this one's going to last long, Aurora. Once people find out about this and the discount and all the great things they're going to learn and they can do with the credits, this one will probably go fast. So $250 off, exclusive event, November 1st through 4th.
That's great, Michelle. I really appreciate you sharing all the rich information and the experience that we're going to have in the conversation around coaching and change management. So just remember, if you want to sign up, we ask that you sign up now. Go to acmtexas.org or go to any of the ICF Texas websites. That would be icfaustin.org, icfhouston.org, and icfsanantonio.org. Michelle, it's been great having you here today, and we look forward to seeing you in November at the Change Management Bootcamp.
Yeah, thanks, Aurora. And I can't wait to connect with some of the great ICF coaches. I hope to see a bunch of folks there.